Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94 here, back with another reaction video. Today, we finna react to You Wouldn't Survive to the 2000s movie experience. Oh, man, going to the movie theater back in the 2000s. Good times, good times.
Entertain smooth, yo, we are some pure players. Yo, bitch on dick, put her on Milwaukee chairs. Entertain smooth, yo, we are some pure players. Yo, bitch on dick, put her on Milwaukee chairs. Jair, 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 Jair.
It's Friday night sometime in the mid-2000s. School's out, work is done, and a brand new movie just hit theaters. Not just any movie either. The kind that everyone is talking about. I'm talking Spider-Man, Transformers, Shrek, Rush Hour 2, Star Wars, whatever.
Motherfucking You Got Served. Oh, niggas went crazy when You Got Served came out. Y'all don't understand. You Got Served was a cultural moment. For real. All them fights I experienced going to that You Got Served, I'll never forget that. All them fights that broke out, we almost didn't see the movie. Niggas.
That's racist.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Man, all them fights that broke out that night, bruh. Luckily, we were still able to see the movie, but still. Anyways, though.
Whatever it is, you know about it. And really, how could you not? You've seen commercials for it during every TV show you watch. The toys are sitting in McDonald's. The video game adaptation is already on store shelves. Heck, you might have spoiled the whole movie playing through it already. Walmart has entire displays dedicated to it. You might even have it on your cereal box. You somehow miss it in theaters after all of that? Well, good luck, because unlike today, where a movie can show up on streaming services a few weeks later, back then you might be waiting months before you get another chance to watch it, unless you want to track down a bootleg.
And hey, those your only two options, bruh. You was gonna wait for it to come out on DVD or VHS, or you was gonna wait until, or you was gonna go to the book, or you was gonna post up at the barbershop waiting for the CD DVD man to show up. Play you some of them bootleg DVDs.
Where someone walks in front of the screen every 5 minutes.
You got a bike?
Oh, that's a bicycle, bro. Good morning. That's a bicycle, dog.
That's because movies in the 2000s weren't just content. They were entire events.
Yeah.
And that's something that's become surprisingly hard to explain to people who didn't live through it. I'm not talking these quick hit events we see like with the MCU films or even all these new horror gems like Obsession. See, before streaming services, before TikTok, and before every form of entertainment competed for your attention at the same time, movies occupied a completely different space in culture. Comedies could dominate the box office. Romances might have packed theaters. Horror movies launched trends. Animated films became cultural landmarks. And action movies, somehow those got bigger and crazier every single year.
Yep.
The 2000s might have been the last decade where every genre had a legitimate shot at becoming a cultural phenomenon.
Facts.
And the experience didn't end after the credits rolled either. You still had the DVD release to look forward to. And that came packed with hype for the eventual rental store trip. Special features, movie tie-ins, toys, games, and the endless marketing that followed you around for months. There's a big difference between how we experience movies now versus living through them back then. So today, let's take a trip back to one of the wildest eras in film history to see what made the 2000s movies feel so different, why so many genres thrived at the same time, and why the experience surrounding movies is so different now. So silence your cell phones, don't spoil the movie, and let's take a trip back in time. Oh, and if you like nostalgic cultural lookbacks like this, then feel free to like and subscribe, because that's what we do here. Anyways, let's get to it. Coming out of the 90s, the 2000s would inherit a lot of the movie-isms the decade left behind. Blockbusters, VHS culture, video rental stores, and movie stars as major draws. While it still happens to some extent now, back then audiences still follow actors and they followed them hard.
Because I'm a stud. I'm ballsy.
Now we have people actively rallying against casting big celebrities and wanting movies to stand on their own, despite social media following them harder than ever. Many films with zero star power succeed on writing and ideas alone, but back then, you didn't necessarily see a movie because it was part of a franchise, but because who was in it. The star system was still king, and that still happens a bit now, but please go back a few seconds ago to what I just said. But at the same time, we see changes in the movie world. VHS was on its way out while DVDs were exploding in popularity.
The new discs look exactly like today's CDs, but they can store 20 times the data, and that means a full-length feature film can be stored on a single 5-inch disc for the first time.
And with home theaters becoming more common along with DVDs adding so much more bang versus tapes, due to packing in commentaries, deleted scenes, and sometimes entire behind-the-scenes documentaries, movies suddenly became collectibles. This is all a big standout that shows how different the movie world was back then from now and the eras before it. Going to the movies in itself just felt bigger too. The entire trip was an experience in itself, and that can be seen in exactly how theaters themselves were designed. The cheap-looking space floor and lights, the overly designed touchscreens, the concession stands, they all kind of mirrored a theme park experience. And in the time before smartphones could hold our attention before the film, people had to have more entertainment before the actual showtime, making the theater into an actual hangout spot of sorts. People would get there early, watch the trailers because they weren't just immediately available at the touch of a finger yet, browse posters, play arcade games, and of course, get their physical tickets. And
them trailers was everything because that let you know what was coming out. You didn't know it was coming out until you watch the trailers, and then you be like, "Hey, bro, I went to go see You Got Served. Hey, you know they making a movie with Ludacris and them. Yeah, bro, that shit finna be fire, bro." Hey, man, it be like that. Movie trailers was everything. It was like either you missed the movie trailers and got there just in time before the movie started, or missed out. It is what it is.
There was a very real anticipation for films and a timeliness you had to have when seeing it. They weren't instantly available, and we couldn't just watch trailers whenever we wanted through YouTube just yet. And if you missed it, due to how long it took for them to come to home media due to wanting to maximize theatrical runs, you waited and waited and waited. Yeah, many major films took months to arrive on DVD. A movie released in the summer could take until at least fall or even winter to reach stores. Before streaming, studios were really milking those multiple revenue phases. Theater release, DVD release, rental release, premium cable, and television. You couldn't just pull it up on Netflix or just rent it online in a month or two. And this big movie experience would tie into, well, the tie-in apocalypse. Major movies were never stuck behind that movie screen. Any movie with even the slightest amount of kid draw became toys, video games, cereal promos, Happy Meal toys.
Go back.
Became toys, video games, cereal promos.
Oh my God, these were so fucking nasty, bruh. I remember this, bruh, when Spider-Man was about to come out, bruh. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was about to come out, the first one. I swear to God, bruh. I swear to God. These shits were disgusting, bro. These sat in my cabinet for like, I want to say they sat in that bitch for like 4 months. I ain't even touched them bitches, bro. I ate them shits like 2 times, bro. I said never again. I said no. I tried to pass them on to my brother. I was like, here you go. He took a bite of them. He said, I don't like these. Well, that's too bad, because I got the Captain Crunch. Bitch ass nigga. It be like that though.
Promos, Happy Meal toys, clothing, and school supplies. And beyond the Happy Meals, even more than now, we'd see ton of food promos.
The Hardee's $6 burger.
Remember the Lord of the Rings Burger King onion rings? Small Soldiers Rodeo Burger? The endless Star Wars Pepsi products, including the soda holder?
Man, Star Wars was going crazy back in the 2000s, bruh. I remember these, bruh. I remember the lightsaber spoons you get in the cereals, bruh. Had like 4 of them bitches, and my brother, oh my god, my brother, bro, he ruined every single one of them. And the last one that worked, this dumbass nigga gonna put it in the microwave with the bowl, trying to heat up some ravioli. trying to warm up some Chef Boyardee. Almost burnt the house down too, because the fucking microwave caught on fire. Luckily back then microwaves wasn't nothing but like $20, so we had to go get a new one. This nigga almost burnt our house down and shit. It was like, man, don't put no fucking spoon in the goddamn. You don't put the spoon in the goddamn bowl, man.
The Star Wars cereal spoons, goated. The Spider-Man Pop-Tarts, bring these back now. I could keep going, but that would mean bringing attention to the Jar Jar Binks tongue lollipop, and I'm not sure unless. What? Anyways, the food was doing it big for movies around this time, with places like Burger King always going extra hard.
Bruh, Burger King best movie tie-in run was the first SpongeBob movie, nigga. We was trying to get that watch. Niggas was trying to get that watch, bruh. Every Burger King you went to sold out, bruh. Oh, I was so lucky, bruh. It was like, we only got one left. It was like, and then they gave it to us. It was like, oh, which one is it? Which one is it? It was fucking Squidward. I was hoping for Patrick or SpongeBob. No, it was fucking Squidward. I had to settle for Squidward. Hey, man. I had my shit, though. I had that shit on like I had a rollie on, nigga. Fuck you, me. I had that shit on like I had a rollie on, nigga. I was like, yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. Yeah, that's what's up. I had that shit on like I had a rollie on, nigga. We was wearing them bitches proud in school, bruh. We was like, yeah, I got mine. Where yours at? Oh, this mine right here, bruh. I got the SpongeBob. I got the Sandy one. I got the Mr. Krabs one. I got the Gary one. I was like, I got the Squidward. Let me see it. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so
yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Along with this, darn near every film got a video game adaptation, no matter what. Spider-Man, Shrek 2, King Kong, Cars, The Simpsons, The Matrix, Iron Man, X-Men Origins, Wolverine, perhaps
that was a fire-ass game
ever. TMNT, Shark Tales. Yeah, there was a video game for literally.
Man, go back.
TMNT, man, X-Men Origins, Wolverine.
I ain't gonna lie. This game was low key fire though. Got this from Blockbuster for the weekend. I ain't gonna hold you. The movie was ass. But the video game fire.
Wolverine, perhaps the best movie tie-in game ever. TMNT, Shark Tales. Yeah, there was a video game for literally every movie like this, and no, whether they were good or not didn't matter. We're going to play B-Movie the game. This all made marketing inescapable. Months before release, you were showered by all this plus TV commercials, magazine ads, and store displays. The movie felt huge half a year before it even came out.
Yoqing Wincon 97.
Welcome to Taco Bell. Can I take your order?
Let's see. 1,000 burrito supremes, 700 Mexican pizzas. Hey, Godzilla, want something to drink?
Godzilla's at Taco Bell on 4 collector cups.
Quiero Taco Bell.
Godzilla cup holder.
Hey, yo.
Get them while supplies last.
You're watching Winker 97.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
So we talked the experience. Now let's talk the movies themselves. Now, when was the last time you heard a big stir about a comedy movie in theaters? And I'm not talking a horror comedy, so don't even try to say Terrifier or something. It feels like today, whenever someone is talking about a comedy movie, they're 100% talking about what they saw on streaming. Meanwhile, the 2000s were arguably the last era when theatrical comedies ruled. I want you to think back to that era and how many times you witnessed someone say the day before, "Yeah, I'm going to the movies tomorrow." Then once they see you again, they would not stop quoting whatever jokes they heard from the movie they went and saw.
I said she was the bomb.
Stop trying to make fetch happen.
Change your name to
McLovin.
Pauline, give me some of your tots.
That was a common experience because comedies used to go crazy in theaters in more ways than one. But in this instance, I'm talking success. Movies like Anchorman, Dodgeball, Rush Hour 2, Bruce Almighty, Meet the Fockers, Scary Movie, Step Brothers, White Chicks, Borat. Who can forget Tropic Thunder?
I'm a dude, playing dude, dude.
What?
These comedies were legit blockbusters, and each of them took over the world in their own way with their unique flavors. But there's one common theme between them that you know the 2000s added to the pot if you were there. Movies got away with way more. You hear it all the time, but a lot of these films simply wouldn't be made the same way today. Studios were way more risk averse back then because of the media landscape. Let's be real. 2000s humor was meaner, louder, and more absurd, offensive, and chaotic, with the goal being not to appeal to everyone, but to be as memorable as possible. But when corporations wanted to get more sanitized, streaming exploded, and mid-budget films became less attractive to most of them, this all started going away. The internet in general didn't do comedy any favors. Back then, everyone was quoting the same movie jokes, and now they're sharing 50 different memes a day. That's what replaced movie quotes, and the fact that internet humor moves so fast makes it hard to give people a reason to get up and go to a comedy movie. Unless it's some legacy title, the theatrical comedy largely disappeared. And speaking of vanishing theater genres, man, when was the last time you saw a good romance film in theaters?
Trash.
Not one based on extreme drama. This might be the biggest change that younger audiences don't realize. Romantic comedies used to be major theatrical events, and they take a lot of different forms. We're talking 13 Going on 30, Hitch, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, The Notebook, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, 27 Dresses, Enchanted. Hey, my boy James Marsden was working.
I'm sorry, but when it comes to the romantic movies, they don't hit the same no more. They trash. The sex scenes don't even happen no more. I'm saying though, show a titty or some shit. That's what used to make them memorable. Shit, we was going to be able to see a titty or two. Goddamn. Let me see a titty. Let me see an ass cheek or something. Shit.
Let me suck your titties, baby.
Oh. I'm just saying though.
You's a freaky ass. You's a freaky ass. You's a freaky ass nigga.
Yeah, that brother's starving. Yes, sir.
I'm just saying, bro. You know what I'm saying? A good romance movie ain't shit until you show a titty or two. You know what I'm saying? Let me see a nipple or something. Shit. I'm trying to see you bust that thing open, girl. Even if it's not the main character, if it's one of the side characters. Like still though, at least I got to see something though. I'm just saying though.
You's a freaky ass nigga.
If we go to prison for the rest of our life, whoop-de-doo.
The Holiday, The Proposal, and more. And these weren't niche releases, but mainstream hits. The theatrical landscape was eating these romances up, most of which were effectively rom-coms.
But to be fair though, all these ended the same way they came in. And I think that was the problem. They all ended the same way. Two strangers fall in love. It's all going good. Then something happens, whether an ex come back, one of them has to move away because of their job. One just falls out with them because they did something wrong. Something goes bad. Maybe a family member or somebody sets up a plot to separate them from each other. It's the same cliche after same cliche after same cliche. I think that was a big problem in the 2000s when it came to the romantic movies, the romance drama movies. They just followed the same cliche, just with different actors. Like nothing changed, bro. That's really. I was not a fan of the romance movies back in the 2000s because they just kept following the same format over and over and over again. And eventually at the end, they get back together. And it's like they fall in love and live happily ever after until the fucking sequel, where something stupid happens in that one. They break up again. Oh my God, bro. Bruh, they follow the same trope every fucking romance movie, but I digress.
And a big reason is because theater audiences were a lot broader before more slim trends came about. And before we all adopted Netflix and chill, date movies mattered a lot more. Yeah, we still do that, but we all know how much more that stay-at-home option affects it because it offers a lot more options.
Brother, that staying at home shit make it 10 times better.
You some freaky ass nigga!
I'm saying though, she already comfortable. She already in her house. She comfortable. I'm just saying though, he ain't got to do nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't even finna watch the movie. It's finna go from, hey, this seemed like a good ass movie. The next thing you know, Netflix in the background. Are you still watching?
You some freaky ass nigga!
I'm just saying.
That's all to say, adults had more reason to visit theaters beyond giant franchises and horror movies. And that goes for both romantic and straight up dramas as well, because the 2000s dropped some huge entries in that drama too, all covering vastly different topics. Honestly, this one mirrors the horror boom we're witnessing at this moment with films like Obsession and The Substance feeling right out of this drama era. A Beautiful Mind, The Pursuit of Happiness, $1 Million Baby, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and The GOAT, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, all showed that studios regularly invested in adult-focused stories. Whereas today, both of these genres have largely moved to exclusively streaming in the form of entire shows or films. The audience still exists, but viewing habits changed. So don't think what I'm saying is that these genres are dead. They just moved from the big screen to your Netflix recommendations, so you can ignore them while making a move on your next date. Now, let's talk the big dog. The movie genre that felt like it ran the 2000s. While the 90s built action heroes, the 2000s tried to, and eventually did, make everything bigger, with advancements in special effects and star power only getting more powerful. Comparing the two feels like that Doge and Strong Doge image. And yeah, this is a genre that hasn't gone anywhere, and for the most part, feels like it hasn't changed beyond getting bigger these days. However, this was one of those decades that many new styles hit it. Looking at the Matrix sequels, the many comic films of the era, the Bourne series, 300, Casino Royale, and a lot of others, shows a clear shift in styles. The early 2000s,
the 2000s just had that heat, bruh. You just had to be there, bruh. 2000s had that heat, cuh. I'm just saying though, oh my God, take me back.
2000s were full of these stylish, over-the-top flicks that felt larger than life. Films that take clear inspiration from not only The Matrix, but martial arts films in general. Full of bright colors or comic booky visuals, rock and nu metal soundtracks, superhuman leads, and a lot of slow motion. This all would quickly change throughout the decade, as the mid-2000s would grow a taste for faster editing, more gritty realism, and more down-to-earth heroes, and a lot of dark filters. Honestly, you could point straight to a few movies for the interest in this change, and those films are Batman Begins,
He fights for family and lives for love,
I, Robot, The Bourne Identity, and Casino Royale. So of course, the late 2000s took it to the next level, with films like Transformers showing that the palette grew to include big budget CGI to the mix. Shaky cam, CG, more filters, more grounded action, real world stakes, hand cams, and heroes that felt more like guys that haven't slept in 3 days over superhumans. And we all know this directly laid the groundwork for Marvel, shared universes, and franchises dominating the theater. In terms of horror, the genre would see a lot of trends that came and went. some of which that completely took over the genre. Like action movies, the early 2000s would see a lot of stylish entries. This moment was dominated by slashers and remakes like Texas Chainsaw, The Ring, and Dawn of the Dead. But it will also feature new hits that show clear 2000-isms like Final Destination, more Scream entries, The Descent, 28 Days Later, Dog Soldiers, go watch this right now, Cabin Fever, and the phenomenon Saw. Now, while there was no shortage in variations in the genre, for some reason this era seemed obsessed with torture horror, with the movies relying on being graphic, nasty, and more shocking than before, as seen in Saw, Hostel, and The Human Centipede. But my favorite trend to look back on is the invasion of the paranormal. Those films that shifted the genre from films about story and characters to ones about atmosphere and pure scares. Films like Wreck or Record, someone's gonna be mad about me saying one or the other, Cloverfield, and Paranormal Activity, all of which have a bit of DNA from the Blair Witch Project. Like action, this is still more than a healthy theatrical genre. Finally, we have to talk the world of 2000s animation. Many people forget that the 2000s Disney wasn't unstoppable. While they went hard in the 90s, early 2000s Disney had a bit of a rough time with underperformers like Atlantis, Treasure Planet, and Home on the Range. Yeah,
it was doing too much. Let's just keep it a being. Disney was doing too much. This is why DreamWorks came into effect. This is how Nickelodeon started dropping heat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Disney was doing too much in the 2000s. Aside from the Pixar movies, I'd probably say the only dud they had in the 2000s was probably Up. Up was a dud. I ain't gonna hold you. I know a lot of people love, in my personal opinion, I know a lot of people love Up. Me personally, the first 5-8 minutes of the movie, yeah, absolutely. It draws you in, but the rest of the movie, ass. Sorry. It's boring. You fall asleep. I'm sorry.
Try it.
I'm sorry, but the rest of Up.
Try it.
I'm saying though, that shit was boring as shit. But anyways though.
Pixar was kicking, but Pixar is Pixar. Meanwhile, DreamWorks changed everything with Shrek. I got a video on that. Directly challenging Disney and changing the world of animation, just like how the mouse did back in the decades before this one. And thanks to Shrek, we see other competitors enter the space like Ice Age, Madagascar, and Robots. All animated films with a lot of adult.
And Robots is goated. I don't care what anybody says. That's a goated ass movie, bruh. We're gonna watch that one day.
Humor in the same vein as Shrek. At the same time, Pixar was on a generational run.
Yeah.
Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, Ratatouille, WALL-E, and Up. Just an insane lineup solidified the shift in the big budget animation. Sure, there were great 2D films, including some of my favorites in The Emperor's New Groove, Princess and the Frog, and Lilo and Stitch. But that time had passed, and the masses were beginning to only care about CG animation. You can tell that's the case in theaters now with anything but anime. Each of these films became events just like their mainstream PG counterparts because, well, kids marketing. And they felt even more unavoidable than those because that reason in particular. And since adults had to be the ones taking them to the theater, that meant everyone knew those references. So no matter the age, you probably heard someone quoting Anemone or the Parfait lines. To me, the most magical part of movies back then is the fact that they all effectively had a second life. I always talk to my little brother about how fast media moves these days. Today we watch a film, play a game, binge a show, and immediately everyone moves to the next thing. Sure, streaming gives us access to more entertainment than before, but it also means everything comes and goes faster than ever. Back then, movies stuck around, and a huge reason for that was the rental store. Did anyone else have that Friday night ritual, or in my case, a random whatever night with my dad, walking into Blockbuster, Hollywood Video, Movie Gallery, or whatever local rental store you had and spending way too much time wandering around before finally deciding what to take home? Sometimes you went in looking for a specific movie, others you leave with something that you've never heard of 30 minutes earlier. That discovery is hard to replicate now. Algorithms recommend things based on what you've already watched. Rental stores introduced you to something at completely random. A cool cover, a weird title, a movie your parents remembered. Sometimes you found your new favorite film completely by accident. And because movies took months to hit home video, Getting that DVD release felt like a second premiere. A movie didn't disappear after theaters, it got a whole new life. Then
I ain't gonna hold you. Blockbuster introduced me to a lot of films. This is one animated, it was by Warner Brothers. It was this one animated movie. It was called Cats Don't Dance. Bro, that shit had me in a chokehold. Because, you know, we had to do a deck VCR. So I you know what I'm saying, I had to get it, you know, from around the way. I'm gonna leave with this, you know what I'm saying, before we take it back. So put it in the dual deck VCR, got it, put it on the blank tape. I stayed watching that movie, bruh. And that's an unheard of gem. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all don't even know about that. I just found that randomly at a Blockbuster one day. I said, I wonder what this is about. I sat there, I watched, I said, yo, this shit fire.
it would get revived and have another one when it hit cable. Then another one that showed up on TV every weekend for the next 5 years. Yeah, TBS and FX used to come through on this.
Yeah.
Movies weren't just watched once. They hung around, became part of your room, sitting on a DVD shelf. And honestly, that's probably why so many remember them so fondly. Honestly, might be the best part of the 2000s movie experience, but I won't go too hard here because you can just go watch my other video I made on video rental stores back then. Just know it was a highlight and I'm glad I didn't miss out on it. And really, that's the biggest difference between movies then and now. For a brief moment in time, it felt like we were all watching the same things. Not these specific movies and shows that headline media for everyone. Movies weren't competing with endless scrolling, short-form content, live streams, and 20 different streaming services. When a film became a hit, it became a cultural event. Everyone knew about it whether they wanted to or not. And while movies are still massive today, the world around them has changed. Entertainment is bigger than ever, but it also feels more fragmented than ever. Everyone has their own algorithm, their own watch list, and their own corner of the internet. The 2000s were one of the last times that every genre had a legitimate chance to become a phenomenon at that exact same moment.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Do you miss the 2000s era of movies, and what do you miss the most from that decade? I'd love to hear all about it and more in the comments below. And just know, I don't hate current movies. I don't hate the current movie experience. I still love it.
Man, I just miss going to Blockbuster, bro. Blockbuster used to be an experience, bro. For real. I hate to sound like that, but I miss that Blockbuster experience. I don't know why my light just went off. Damn light just went off. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. My ring light just went off. So now it just got super dark. But anyways though, that just gonna about do it for this one. I'll see y'all in the next video. Till then, peace.